welcome back to Detroit Garage. Today's the day we test fit the little Detroit. Will it fit? We'll soon find out. There's a few areas I could see already that are going to conflict, and that's these engine mounts and that pickup for the hydraulics. Perhaps even these stops. Those are pretty close together. So all I'm going to do is remove this, and I've already removed the starter. I have to clock the starter so that the starter solenoid's up here more. It's over to the side, which won't work. So I'll get this thing ready, just pull off all the hoses and everything, and then hook up the hoist to it and then see if it fits. So the Detroit is 31 inches tall and the Buddha is 26. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll have to give myself a seat lift, I suppose. So probably a couple inches to get the. Okay, moment of truth. Will it fit? I don't know, guys. Well, happy times, guys. It fit better than I thought. So it's got to move forward 2 inches, maybe 3 inches overall. And I've got to drop the back down 3 inches. and I've got about 3 inches, well, maybe 2 inches on that oil pan. Maybe 3 inches. Yeah, there's 3 inches in there. Can you see 3 inches? Well, so yeah, it's about 3 inches there. I can find 3 inches, no problem. And this front plate's got to come off. This one right here. I've got to cut the engine mounts out there. And the little ears on this housing. It's got little ears to mount down, so those got to come off. Or at least one does anyway. This one on this side. But yeah, happy times. It fits better than I thought. I was expecting to have some major issues with this, which I'll probably have to cut this off and then modify it somehow. I'll have a think on that. Yeah, I want to drop this. Well, anyway, I'll have a think on that. I think I can cut this off and modify that. That's just a stable arm, so the forklift won't tip over when you're, when you're going around a corner or something. The rear, it won't tip over on side. That has to be there. That's non-negotiable. So, anyway, we got some wiggle room here to modify this. Maybe cut some out of here and weld some on here. But this is definitely going to touch once I take this front piece off and put the other one on. I've got a rubber mounted one that mounts on there, so then I don't have to worry about mounts here, so or rubbers here. So this has got to come down as well. So I got 2 inches basically. Oil filter clears. Once I get rid of that filter housing, the starter will clear. And relocate that filter. And this is the filter I'm referring to here. But happy times. I'm very impressed. So I'll cut those off and then bring it back for another fit. right. All right, so we cut the ears off those old Buddha mounts, and I think this is going to be a area of concern here, but I'm not going to cut that yet. And we cut the ear off of this, so we're going to test fit it again and just keep test fitting. So I'm just going to put a 1-inch board in there to set the oil pan on and see how it looks. Yep. Well, that's pretty nice, guys. Oh, the only issue is the oil filter. Yeah, actually it does clear just. Oh no, the steering hits the oil filter. So we'll have to have a think on that. I'll have to do a remote oil filter on it. Remount it somewhere else, and then that'll clear. Yeah. I'll have a think on that anyway. So that's a big issue, of course. Okay, let's put the side on here and see how it sits. Wow. So I can drop it down Oh geez, that piece of wood's a 1/2 inch at the back by the on the oil pump. Now, not to say I can't cut that out a bit, cut that cross member back a bit, and then play around with the steering here. This steering is coming in, you know, getting close to touching there. So I'll fit the radiator in and see, you know, distance from here. Make sure that pump clears the radiator and everything, and go from there. So looks like a remote filter for sure. Everything else fits pretty nice. A little bit of tweaking here. Yeah, we could drop this down maybe a little bit more. Tilt the engine back slightly. The whole forklift is tilted back, so it's almost level in the forklift. And the seat, we're going to have to do a seat lift, I suppose, by a couple of inches to clear the valve cover and exhaust. I'll have to rework this. Maybe different manifold too. Bring the exhaust straight down. Anyway guys, lots to think about. So pretty impressed with the first fitting. There's a little wiggle room left. I don't want to move the engine too far from standard, because all the linkages are solid links for the clutch and shifter and everything. So try to keep the transmission in the same spot. Well, there you have it, guys. We've test fitted the little Jimmy. Fits pretty good, actually. Quite a few tweaks to be done, and you know, proceed one challenge at a time until it fits. So the next video will fit the transmission and have a look at that flywheel off the Buddha, because Jimmy's flywheel is an industrial one, and I think it has to be flush right across. So we'll have a look at that and see how well this fits. This should be a number 4 housing, and should bolt right onto little Jimmy there. So well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.